Hey everyone, Fernando doing another video for the Modern Survivalist, and in this case something super simple and easy, which is sealing a little bit of tea for long-term storage. Tea stores quite well, but you still have to deal with humidity and oxidation. As long as it's in contact with air, that process is always going on, and once you seal it, vacuum seal it, you're going to be protecting it from those two, humidity and air oxidation. So I have this big box of PG tips. This one was broken. I think that when I dropped it in the trunk of the car, it split, and a little bit of tape will really not do the job. So this is still a cardboard box and there's air all over it. So since I want to keep it for long-term storage, I'm going to be using one of these bags. You can use one of the food savers. I'll leave the link below if you want to buy maybe one of the nicer ones, but some of these other brands are still good enough. So I'll leave links for both in case you want to have either the fancier name brand version or the more affordable one. I've had good luck with this one, man. It's okay. I mean, it's nothing too fancy, but it does get the job done. So the nice thing about these is that you cut the length of the bag as much as you need, and I'm going to be going with, just eyeballing it there. Guess that's enough. So I first have to form my bag, so that means sealing it on this other side that I just cut. And so as to do so, just pressing on both sides, a little bit of that red button there, and that's gonna be all it needs to be done. So now I have perfectly formed bag. This is, just do once. Sometimes people think that more is always no. Just do it once right, and that's gonna be enough. So this is a pretty big box. I'll just drop a few. It smells very good. This tea is not bad. There's fancier tea, but this one is pretty cheap. We drink quite a bit, and this is going to be depending on your households, how many people there's to deal with, how much tea they actually drink. Probably you mix it up with coffee. And one of the things you want to keep in mind is, maybe instead of doing one large batch, one huge bag, maybe do a couple of smaller ones in case you have to open it and not consume it all right away. If you have a huge bag, that's more of a problem. If you have smaller batches, and besides, if something goes wrong, this is like for pretty much in general in terms of preparedness. If you have like several packages or several boxes or bags, if something goes wrong with one or several buckets, the smaller it is, yes, it is more of a hassle, and sometimes it's not as economically sound, but it's also true that if something goes wrong with one, you're probably not going to be spoiling the other ones, okay? So once you have this, make sure you leave enough room so as to seal it on the other side. And I guess that's going to be enough. What I'm going to be turning around because it seems to want to flip in that direction. If you leave more of it, what you can do, which sometimes is a good idea, is you can reseal it. So some people like to leave a little bit more bag there and then reseal it. I'm okay with this. I think this is going to be working well. So now we start taking away the air. And you want to help it a little bit so as to make it more compact and mostly like spreading so as to have like a flattened area. Yeah, that's it. If it's not sealing, it's probably because there's a little bit of a, something that's not done right. Look, see what's going on there? If it's not fully flat and it's not sucking up all the air correctly, it just doesn't seal, which is your cue for, do it again and do it better. But yeah, I'll leave this in the video just so as to show that sometimes, you have these things and it's perfectly fine. Give it another try, make sure it's done correctly. And see if this time, yeah, seems to be sealing. Yeah, okay. And yeah, that's it, we're done. So yeah, I'll leave that in the videos as to show that sometimes when it's not, cooperating, it's probably because of some reason. So that's it. That's how it ends up looking. Super flat. This machine is great. I love it because you can do the same thing like for clothing. I have previous videos like for clothes in your bug out bag or your kids, so as to seal your clothes and have it in a more compact format and protect it from humidity, dirt, and all that stuff. Ammunition, stuff, the survival kits themselves, smaller ones. This is great for just sealing and protecting anything, not just food. But yes, of course, food, it would be the main use. And yeah, this is gonna be good like for decades. Without oxygen, without humidity, this tea is gonna be good for a very, very long time, way past what you would expect from just keeping it in a box there in a shelf. Folks, it's gonna be all for now. If you're interested in this sort of practical stuff, Street Survival Skills is where I talk a lot about this sort of thing and a lot more. So yeah, practical stuff, preparedness, improvising when things are not working well, and a bunch of stuff on self-defense, security, and EDC, and all that nice stuff. And of course, my other books, Street Survival Skills, Modern Survival Manual, Bugging Out and Relocating, all available in Amazon, following those links there below. Take care. See you next time.